Like many questions that might look like they are from one chapter, but in reality they are from some totally different chapter. This question too looks like it is from trigonometry, but it is mainly a question of theory of equations. So we have tan 3 pi by 8 as x, and then we had to find the value of f of x is equal to this whole expression. The other way of seeing the same question is, if we have f of x as this entire expression, what would be f of tan 3 pi by 8? Now generally when you have such questions, if this f of x is easily factorizable into factors that we can visibly see being related to tan 3 pi by 8 or anything that is given in the question, it becomes easy. But as you can see, this is a fifth degree expression, plus there is no normal root to it. By normal, as I mean that 1 minus 1 2 minus 2 0, these all do not satisfy the equation. So factorizing it is not as straightforward. So how do we proceed about it? In such questions, we always start with this value, because herein lies the expression that we will require to find this expression. How? Let's start. We have tan 3 pi by 8 is equal to x. Let us find this value. First, let us write it in terms of value that we can easily recognize, or that we can easily calculate. Tan 3 pi by 8 will be tan pi by 2 minus pi by 8, because pi by 8 is a little more easily recognizable. How? We will get to the next part, why. So this will be nothing but cot pi by 8. So we have written this value in terms of cot. Why? Because then you can easily calculate. First of all, this is a standard angle. If you know its value, well and good, but if not, we can easily calculate it using cot 2 theta formula, because 2 theta is pi by 4, and cot and pi by 4 is an angle of which almost all students know all the values. So we know cot pi by 4, we can write cot pi by 4 in terms of cot pi by 8 by using cot 2 theta formula. Again, same, cot 2 theta would be this. So in this side we will have pi by 4, here we will have pi by 8. So then you will get a quadratic in cot pi by 8. Let us assume it to be any variable y, you will get a quadratic. Then you can easily find its solution using quadratic formula. So cot pi by 8, which is nothing but tan 3 pi by 8, will come out to be root 2 plus 1. As I said, you might have calculated such values when you might have studied trigonometric ratios, that chapter, because these are standard angles, or these can be expressed in terms of standard angles. So as an exercise, your teacher might have given you to calculate these values. If you remember these values, it will serve you good in the exam, but if not, this is how you can calculate it. You can use this formula, or you can, sometimes the angle can be given and you have to use cos 3 theta sin 3 theta formula, and from there you can find theta. So you know how to do about that. So now we have actually found the value of x, which is root 2 plus 1. So x will be root 2 plus 1. Take 1 this side and open the expression. So finally you will get this expression. Now this expression, one of its roots is root 2 plus 1. Why? Because this expression came from this, right? So root 2 plus 1 is one of the roots of this equation. You can substitute it and you will find that it becomes 0. Now it is simple basics of theory of equations that you might have studied in the very first lecture, that if you are able to break any expression in terms of another expression and its quotient and remainder, then the remainder will be the value at that point. When the remainder is 0, it becomes a root. That's the entire logic behind what it means to be the root of the equation, right? If your teacher for some reason might not have told you that, that is how we define roots in general, or that is one way of looking at roots in general. So if you can write f of x is equal to x square minus 2x minus 1 into some other polynomial q of x plus r, value at x is equal to root 2 plus 1 will be r. So our required answer will be this value r, this remainder. And then it's simple factorization that you might have learned, or simple division of polynomial that I think we learned in class 9th CBSE. So simply just put that expression here and divide it by x square minus 2x minus 1. I think all of us know how to do this, right? So finally when you do that, you will get the remainder as 28. So the value at tan 3 pi by 8 of that long expression is 28, and this is our answer. The answer to this question is 28. See how simple. But you should be able to know the underlying concept or the underlying logic behind this question, because the same logic will be applicable to many other questions that you might come across in your JEE exam. And that is what this channel is all about, focusing on the basics. So my point here is not to teach you to solve this particular question, but to teach you about its basics, or what basics or what logic goes behind solving this question. What are the fundamental points that you should know about JEE Maths that you can take out as a lesson from this question? So we deliberately choose questions that have some important lesson. You can follow this channel and watch our videos regularly to find more such lessons that will help you in your JEE advanced journey, especially when it comes to maths. So what I generally recommend is you can watch one or two videos every day or every alternate day after you have done your studies, and you just want to take some slight break before dinner or before your bed rest. So you can just watch these videos, because we are more about the logic or the underlying concepts and bridging the gap between theory and problem solving. So we will focus on more on how to approach questions rather than just giving you solutions that this are the steps and this is the solution. But now I've told you why this works, what exactly it means to be a factor or a root of some polynomial. And so after repeated exposure to such questions, your fundamentals will get stronger. So keep learning whatever it is that your coaching classes teach you, whatever reference book you are solving, keep learning, keep solving. And if you want, keep coming back to this channel to add value to your JEE Maths preparation. Thank you.